Welcome to another game of Trap Chess. Here we are playing Official Game Mode 1. Official Game Mode 1 can be found on the YouTube channel. In this instance, White is playing 6 landmines and 6 chess piece traps. Black is playing 2 landmines and 2 chess piece traps. They were drawn at random and both players decided where they were going to hide their traps. Playing with different quantities of traps is helpful. It lets 2 players of different skill levels play more balanced games. Here we have White playing a more defensive approach. They may be looking to activate more traps this game, so by playing defensively, they're forcing Black to cross the threshold onto their territory where they've hidden their traps. White is now pushing their pawn on e4. They had a trap inside of it, so they had a bomb pawn chess piece trap hidden inside of their pawn, but there is nothing underneath on the chessboard square. You can see that was revealed afterwards. Black didn't really have an option there. They could ignore the pawn, but it was blocking the line from their bishop on b7, so they opted to take it. White has decided to castle. That's a great move. They're fortified in the back there on the right. They have 2 knights set up in the center that are hitting a lot of squares to help protect any kind of attacks that would come through there. Not to mention, if they planned ahead in the game and they laid a lot of traps on the right side, it's going to be more difficult for Black to get through there without losing a piece. So here White retreats their bishop to g2, and Black opts to take the pawn on f3 but is greeted by a bomb pawn chess piece trap hidden inside White's pawn. So now the g2 bishop is allowed to take the queen on d5, because the trap opened up an X-ray attack with proper timing for White to capture Black's queen. That's the interesting thing about trap chess. You can find new strategies on the board as you're playing. Sometimes you could plan those strategies out as early as the game starting, other times you discover them as the game unfolds. On b4, White has lost their first piece to a trap. Black had a bomb pawn chess piece trap hidden inside their pawn, and White took the bait. Whenever a trap activates, the player that hit the trap actually gains a free move. If you think about it, a move in chess can be used to capture an opponent's piece, and a trap just gives you a brand new way to capture pieces. So normally it would play out where one piece takes on a square, your opponent takes back on that square, then you take back on that square, then they take back on that square, and so on. The traps are a new way to remove an opponent's pieces. So now, when the piece is removed in the middle of the you take this, I take that, you take this, I take that, you get X-ray attacks that open up and new board positions that you can evaluate and analyze while you're playing your games. White has just put their rook on b5, which is a fork on the knight on b4 and the bishop on b7. A fork is where more than one piece is being attacked at the same time by a single piece. Black decided the best way out of that was to threaten the queen. Black then attempted a bluff with their knight. They were trying to convey that their knight had a bomb queen in it, so they didn't mind if the queen took the knight. However, White took it and it showed that there was not a trap. Black has moved their rook down to h2, and the chess piece, the pawn that they took, did not have a trap in it. However, when they unveiled the square, there was a bomb rook in that square, so that landmine has removed the rook and Black is in a terrible spot now. White has checked Black's king. Black doesn't have a whole lot going on to protect their king, so they'll have to move it. There's 3 ways to get out of check. The first way is to take your opponent's piece, the second way is to block, and the third way is to move your king. Black now is going to be forced to move their king a lot if they keep getting checked, and they'll have to run. The interesting thing about trap chess is there is no trap for your king, so your king can't be taken by a landmine. If Black decided to run their king all the way to the other side of the board, they would never have to worry about a trap taking their king. In chess, the king is the only piece that never leaves the board during the entire game, so it didn't make sense to have a trap for the king because traps remove pieces from the board. That would be breaking the rules of chess, and I wanted trap chess to be as close to the rules of chess as possible. Here it looks like black is attempting to push their pawn on the g file. That won't make it very far though. White has a knight on e2 that can easily block the g3 square, and there may even be a landmine laying in wait. I've been giving thought to how pawn promoting would work with landmines. I do have a video out on it in the Rules and Game Modes playlist. It's called Rules Pawn Promoting. I think that it would be more fun for the game if it was played like the exception in that video, but I'm still giving it some thought. This is a great move by white. It looks like white is trying to end the game now. Black will be forced to move to e5, and then white can end the game by moving their queen over to b8. That'll be checkmate. White missed the checkmate, but that's okay. Each player playing is a different skill level. Some players are getting into chess for the first time in their lives. Other players may not have played chess for a long time. Sometimes to get that chess rust off, you have to jump in head first. White is starting to apply enough pressure to go for the win. Black can take that pawn without worrying about a chess piece trap because there are no king traps. That makes the king the perfect scout for taking pieces, though it's never ideal to have your king in a place where he's not protected well. The king has nowhere to go. Here comes a checkmate. Thank you for watching.